is the clients who are first to third accused person. Lastly, my lady, the counsel holding brief should also tell the court whether she has taken instructions on the kind of illness. And if it is a matter that cannot be disclosed, my lady, we are willing to adjourn briefly to chambers and will be told what kind of illness it is, whether it's life-threatening, and cannot let the counsel come to court. My lady, I'm making these submissions because when we took these dates, this week and next week for 10 days, is not being brought in that frame. Regard on behalf of the prosecution, I'll make two prayers. One, my lady, counsel holding brief to take more instructions, which to conduct an inquiry and present a report by Monday next week. That they should not be allowed to happen.
Has visits any of us, can and has always visited any individual, and for that we leave it at that. But there are certain pertinent issues. First, I want to try to practice. If one was going for a review, we would have expected at least written evidence of the results of that review, probably including a prognosis. Where are we going? Is the patient likely to resume duty soon? Secondly, counsel belongs to a firm of advocates. To my understanding, he's not a sole practitioner, but even if you are, he definitely can have an advocate sufficiently briefed to proceed with this matter. Thirdly, my lady, we all know that we have been here since 2016. 3 years and counting. In fact, in spite of its very busy schedule, this court, you, my lady, have indulged us and allowed us to block 2 weeks, this and next week, to bring this matter to conclusion. In fact, even fair trial, I live in the interest of the victims, especially whom we represent, in its broad sense, the family, the legal fraternity, Kenyans who have been harassed and tortured or killed by this and other. Report that the submissions by DPP, that we have a 30 minutes break. We resume. We continue with a few witnesses that are left on this matter. And in the alternative, we also emphasize what the DPP said, that if that's not possible, the DCI moves in. This is an appropriate case to conduct a proper inquiry on the status of health and when we can resume. We cannot continue adjourning for mention every other day. They want to be represented on issues of appointment of relevant counsel in such trials, so that justice may be secured for particularly the victims whom we represent.
Anyone else wants to be heard before officer?
Very pleased, my lady, to oppose the application which has been made. And my learned colleague, Professor. The work of this court and the progress of this case that has been going on for quite a long time, and one can think of very many adjectives to describe that kind of conduct. I submit with respect that in addition to the inquiry into this conduct, which ought to happen anyway, this court ought not to be misused by counsel to drag matters which ought to be dealt with expeditiously. I submit with greatest respect that the weight of justice requires that this matter proceed in the circumstances, notwithstanding and without prejudice to the inquiry that your ladyship might wish to order. That is all I wish to say, my lady. Much obliged.
Please allow me, Ombeta, to address you.
Find out what is ailing from, then you come and tell us.
My lady, I'll be unable to do that, reason being that I was unable to reach Mr. Ombeta today morning. I talked to him yesterday, and I have no one else closer to him that I would call to enable me speak to Mr. Ombeta. But yesterday, and I allowed Mr. Ombeta to address you on his illness in person. I will also let him know that he's able to produce medical documents before you to show that he indeed went for review today. That I proceed with this matter. I'll be unable to do that. Reason being that this matter is at very advanced stages. That 8 witnesses have already been heard and testified before you. I never had a chance to hear their testimonies or to even cross-examine them. For that reason, I is with Mr. Ombeta. My lady, I have a word like his persons today morning. My lady, I still apologize to the inconvenience I'm occasioning to these courts. for the defense, for the victims, and for the state. Mr. Ombeta will be before you on Monday.
My lady, I would say one thing. We launched the council on Monday. And to hear that the council has not been able to get in touch with the council holding brief, my lady, that is unbelievable. Because, young lady, the indulgence given to counsel for the accused person places upon him an obligation to be courteous and present sufficient material before the court for this further application that is being sought. My lady, this matter is before you today and tomorrow.
Let's proceed today.
And my submissions are that there is enough room today. There is enough time for counsel to get Mr. Ombeta so as to get more particulars. So I'll still go back to the prayers I meant in my opposition to this application and pray that, my lady, you consider them and grant them.
Koti imeangalia yale ambayo wakili wenu wamesema, pia yale ambayo mwendesha mashtaka imeeleza.
Now their concerns are valid.
Yale ambayo wamesema yako na muhimu.
Now the court has not been told clearly what the counsel is suffering from.
Lakini koti zaelezwa wakili
is presented to court show in terms of medication is that he has been given painkillers and
uchungu na pia ya alikuwa na shida kwa macho.
Now when the court adjourned the case to this morning,
koti ilipoirisha kesi hadi leo asubuhi,
it was because counsel was given 4 days off which ended yesterday.
Kwa sababu wakili alikuwa amepatiwa siku 4 ambayo ilisha jana.
So he ought to have given sufficient information as to his state of health.
Kwa hivyo alikuwa anapaswa kupatiana taarifa kamilifu kulingana na hali yake ya kiafya.
And also as to whether he is likely to recover and if so by which time.
Na kama anaweza kuwa amepona na kama atakuwa amepona kwa wakati gani.
So that information should have been supplied today and that was not done.
Hiyo taarifa ilikuwa ifikishwa kotini leo na haijafanywa hivyo.
So in effect the court and all the parties in this matter have been left in the dark.
Kwa hivyo koti na pia wale ambao wako kwa hii kesi wamebaki hawaelewi nini inaendelea.
And that is not fair.
Na hiyo si haki.
And does not augur well with the due process and also with the expedition of the trial.
Na hiyo ikiandamani na ile haki yenu ya kesi kuharakishwa ama kisheria.
So I will adjourn the case until tomorrow morning.
Kesi itaahirishwa hadi kesho asubuhi.
And by this time either the prosecution may conduct an inquiry on the documents that was presented by the counsel.
Na pande ya mashtaka wanapewa nafasi hizi kuangalia zile makaratasi ambazo wakili ameleta hapa kutoka hospitali.
And we also give Ms. Kali to present to this court time to present to this court, that is tomorrow, a detailed report of the counsel's illness.
Vile wakili amepewa nafasi ya kuleta taarifa kamilifu ya yale ambayo wakili anaugua.
And the nature of the treatment that he is receiving.
Na yale matibabu ambayo anapata.
Alternatively, he can also present himself personally to the court.
Vile anaweza jifikisha hapa kochini. Tarudi ndani hadi kesho ambapo kesi itaendelea.
My lady, will that be 9 or 10?
You have not mentioned whether it will be a mention or
Yes,
hearing.
it's a hearing.
It's a hearing. The challenge we had with the PW that 8 certainly, and we didn't want to call another witness because he was too down and has to complete his evidence. That's all the lady. Other witnesses, we can proceed to the witnesses.
You're contradicting yourself.
Yes.
So maybe can you just come back on Monday when Mr. Ombeta said he will be well and able to come?
I've said you come tomorrow.
I need your present for the state. Hassan Faram advocate appears for the accused. Is not here.